What's up, everybody?
Hey.
Oh, I think that today we're going to get some new enemies of GBP roast. Sorry, Dre. Yeah, well, we're going to rip apart Darren Shaw's Whitespark local search ranking factors. We're going to tell you what you really need to know.
This is going to be a good one because, I mean, last week we talked about the SEMrush one. That SEMrush was more of a general SEO ranking factor, right? And now this is more of like a local.
Yeah.
Focus on local.
Yeah,
Interesting stuff. I haven't seen the list yet, so you know, whatever I see, what you guys share here will be my initial reactions as well. We are also roasting a chiropractor. Is that right?
Acupuncture.
All right, let's get things going.
Hey, GBP roast, GBP roast. Sorry, you in danger. Right now, I gotta flame you. This is GBP roast, GBP roast. On your Google business profile, it's about to go down. We roasting and reacting. We ain't come to play. 20 years in SEO. JP, Lambo, and Dre, bringing facts and guests. Oh yeah, we bring the dopeness. Welcome to the show. Hope your profile don't get roasted.
Getting roasted can be a good thing.
Your mic actually sounded really well that time.
Oh, so I changed my voice here a little bit. I covered it by accident.
You should keep talking like that. You sound really awesome. All right, guys, here, let's check out reaction beta number 1.
If you're a local business, backlinks still help your map rankings and your chances to get into AI overviews for near-me queries. So start with the real-world network you already have. You know, the Chamber of Commerce, trade associations, local charities, schools, suppliers, and event hosts. Each usually maintain a website with member or sponsor pages. So ask for a link to your most relevant service page, not the homepage. Publish one local proof asset per quarter. You know, a short case note with a street level detail, a before and after photo set, or a pricing range table, you know, specific to your city. Add local business schema and a clean service areas line. Pitch that asset to the neighborhood news, HOA sites, local bloggers, etc.
Okay, everything was going pretty good. It was up, it was down, it was up. We were like, oh, yeah, no, yes, no.
What was the first no? I
okay, well, he said he then threw in for a near me search. Well, links do help. Okay, everybody, links are great. But what do we know? You really need the link to the GBP URL, which that's when you go into your Google business profile and it says, you know, type in your URL. For most people, that is your homepage. So you want to pump up the link that's associated with your map. And what we typically do is a geo hub. It's a dedicated page, has all your services, all your content, everything someone needs, and obviously it's tied in to the GBP.
You mentioned 2 things there, because first you said to the GBP link, then you said to the GBP map, because those are 2 different links, right? Those are, so which?
Yeah, it's not 100% defined in the world. We try to define it as GBP URL. There's only one place on your GBP you can put a website URL. And that's
it. I see what you're talking about. You're talking about the what to link in your profile, not necessarily sharing the actual GBP.
No, it's URL. Whatever URL you're using in your website field in your GBP.
And for most small businesses, it always
usually is the homepage.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I mean, it's a great way to validate. You know, I kind of use this going back to how entities work and branding works. Goes back to Google's 2013 patent about entities, and it's link building has always been a very powerful way to kind of validate that. It's a fast way for them to crawl and kind of associate, you know, what you do as a brand. Now you can do other link building for service pages, but we're talking about Google Maps here and getting more into AI mode. That's when you need to kind of validate that URL that you're using on Google Maps. So Chamber of Commerce, whatever you're using, local citations should always go to whatever's matching that's on Google Maps.
The bottom line is links are good. It's just a lot of people will make statements oh, this link to this way, this methodology, and then you get some magic boost. That's really a gray area. Just get all the good links.
All right, let's check out reaction video number 2. Go, come on.
AI just rewrote local search. If your digital marketing agency is still obsessing over map pack listings for clients, you're already invisible. Search terms like best for kids no longer trigger the map pack results. And with more and more people using ChatGPT, TikTok, and Reddit to search, those are your new local discovery engines. So forget about map packs and start this for your clients. Make sure your client is appearing in these ecosystems or they're going to lose brand visibility altogether. Remember that search features are fragmenting and Google's changing them. Instead, Reddit mentions are boosting visibility. Local creators that post on TikTok are outperforming big brands. So SEO isn't just about answering and appearing on Google anymore. You need to be featuring on all these other different platforms and building your brand visibility so that you can get recommended in AI search.
Okay, so he just created a new acronym. Hey everyone, this is why we do drugs in the SEO industry. Local Discovery Engine, LDE. Not GEO, not AIO, not 3PO, or EIEIO. It's LDE.
Well, I mean, the one thing that I have to disagree on, like, we still, as SEOs, we still need to worry about Google. I mean, we should pay attention to Google, right? But in addition, we should, go into, whatever TikTok, Reddit, and all that good stuff. But because he was saying, hey, it's not about. We should stop paying attention to our Google business profile. I mean, that's where people are still landing. People are still using Google to like find us.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of see where he's coming from. He was kind of coming from an angle, don't rely on one place to do marketing. But when it comes to Google Maps and AI mode, most of these LLMs, they're all pulling some of that reference data from somewhere. And one way that you can get that done is through doing things like Reddit and TikTok and Instagram. But at the end of the day, it's all still branding that's pushing into Google. And now you still need to do good SEO to be able to start showing up in some of these LLMs anyways. So SEO is not going anywhere. It's just now you're driving force into building a strong brand on Google. So now that Google will recommend you, like AI mode is a huge thing that everyone needs to be focusing on. But that comes from having a strong brand and having strong SEO on Google to start with.
There's just a huge amount of scare tactics, right?
Yeah.
They're throwing out AI, they make up new acronyms, and then they're telling you things have changed, and yet maybe habits or people are still experimenting, but there's also a lot of people that are disappointed with ChatGPT and Gemini and some of the LLMs. They're, again, hallucinating where you can maybe go do something in your local city because, well, they sourced it wrong, or they're trying to, again, tell you what you want to hear, not necessarily going to a map, checking an address and hours, and then contacting the business.
Yeah, I think also just being also active on all social media platforms, right? Because I mean, I am seeing Facebook comments and messages, or comments within groups show up in AI mode. Instagram like posts to show them in AI mode. So it's not just necessarily Reddit, also in TikTok. So all social channels you should be active on.
Yep.
It's all marketing, guys. You just need to be where your customers are at.
Yeah, and I feel like SEO is just more becoming of it's a marketing principle. It's not just one thing anymore. It's like SEO is marketing. That's what it is. We're all
marketing, baby.
All right, guys. We are going to our roast.
Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom.
So this came in from I actually saw this in a Facebook group for it's related.
You want me to pull this up?
Google Business. It was a woman. She's the owner for an acupuncture. The name of the company is Mighty River Wellness. I pointed this out because you see this a lot. You see SEOs. There's always different viewpoints, things to do. I just want to read her post so the audience kind of gets an idea, like what we're looking at here today.
Jordan,
and I'll give it some feedback.
Pull anything up or
no? I'm just gonna read it off real quick. Hi, GNB Listing Pros. I own a LA business, acupuncture business called Mighty River Wellness. Although I have worked To maintain an up-to-date profile for yours, I get outranked by competitors. An SEO agency stated the obvious last week. I do not have the word acupuncture in my business listing. They suggested I change the listing title to Mighty River Wellness Acupuncture. I'm based in California, so nothing is easy for a small business owner, so I have reservations about starting this process. Has anyone successfully changed an LA business listing without getting shut down? I'm guessing I have to file a new DBA and get published. Any tips or advice would be greatly appreciated. So that's what we're focusing on today. We're going to look at this particular listing. I'm going to give you some different scenarios. And we'll take a look at the search results, where a lot of times it's going to be advantageous for you to list what you do as part of your business name. And you'll see, excuse me, in Darren's report, it's very important that you have that according to, you know, his rank factor list that he conducted this year. So we'll go ahead and dive in, Keith.
This is the homepage for Mighty River Wellness. Let's just pull up, we'll go technical first on a little bit of the on-page portion. So she does state best acupuncture right away, and then we have Los Angeles. Make sure you want to have that specific local city, right? When you have tons of competition, you're really only going to be able to push 5-10 miles out. And the more competition you have, you're just not going to be able to reach that market. But there is a slight disconnect because we have fertility and acupuncture. So it would be better to try to put those two together. And anything else related to acupuncture, I always talk about it, those entities, right? But this is, oh my gosh, I'm going to need, I started the show with we need drugs. This is we need drugs, right? Because you're like, are you shitting me? She realistically has, what is it, 17, 18 different H2s. Yeah. I'm not sure what went wrong here, if it was something tied in with these images.
Because you can't see it. I tried search. It's not. There's no text on the actual front end, right? So
yeah. So this is when you have to make sure you do work with a professional, not your uncle, not your friend knows a friend, someone to help you. It's probably not, you know, severely restricting her, but it's just bad design, right? We do see good stuff though, right? We have what we can see, the IVF support, pain management. I always like to make these separate H2s. It just really adds to the weight of the page. It's good that we do, of course, state Los Angeles. Jordan will jump into the map portion, but you got to make sure your technical is in order.
You know,
this is a classic slider. What question? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
This is just a classic slider. One of the things that what people will first see, make sure that it ties in with exactly what you do. Meaning, if it is acupuncture related to fertility, then just state that, right? You don't really see it until you scroll, and now you're like, okay, now I understand the babies, now I understand the connection, right? Remember, people are stupid. Just state that compelling reason, and again, why you do or what you do, and then why they should contact you. Nice that you would want to have much stronger, a little bit stronger text here. Again, compelling reasons to do business with you.
It's hard to read.
Yeah, I'm very much certain, from a conversion point of view, people are definitely going to click on this. I do love these images. That's great. Again, we have some severe technical issues with the overlay. It's great that we have reviews. Hard to read again, right? That's a real strong reason why you want to get someone to convert and do business with you, is because of testimonials, what other people are saying about you. So there's some good and bad mixed up here. I was kind of surprised too that the who we are, like, show me the acupuncturist, show me the staff. It's not there. And remember, guys, the about page is like the top 2, top 3 thing that people go and dive in deeper into your brand. So
I got a quick comment for you, Keith,
yeah,
because
please.
you're in the what you do web design and stuff like that. So this is a small business, and I looked, and they're actually using Squarespace, right? So Squarespace is something meant for like small businesses for them to
Yeah.
easily come up and create their website and put it online, the presence online. I mean, so how would you tell someone that's using a CMS as that's marketed for small businesses, like, can they still hire someone like you to come and go in with their Squarespace, or is this a
Yeah, you
limitation?
can, and you can probably even find a Squarespace specialist, right? Because even someone would say, "Hello," these things are hidden on the page. Google sees it, but the consumer doesn't. But it still doesn't matter, that it can still hold you back, right? And what was the actual city that she's in?
It's in Burbank.
Right.
But she's
So
in Los Angeles.
so so she really needs to focus on Burbank, right? Rather than focusing on the Los Angeles portion. I'm sure that, she does reach a broader market. It's a specialty item, but my gosh, there's millions of people in that area for sure.
Yeah,
Let
Los
me
Angeles is pretty far away from Burbank anyway, so you're going to be targeting like, Studio City, North Hollywood, maybe Glendale.
I'm gonna pass the buck here to Jordan, and then
How
let
she's based
him
in Burbank?
go into the map portion, and then we'll try to address too, because she really had a great question and concern about what happens when I change my name, and how can
Yeah.
I do that appropriately, and am I gonna send off alarm bells?
Yeah. So a couple things that I do like is we always like to look at reviews. Keywords are super important. I mean, they focus on fertility, pregnancy. I mean, the fact that they mention it 24 times, that's huge in their
Yeah,
reviews.
huge.
That's really matching, what you do. If you have a focal point, your review should reflect that. So that's super important. Pregnancy, IVF, stress. A lot of people go into acupuncture for all different reasons: anxiety, stress, depression. In this case, she's got a very specialized field in acupuncture. So I do like the fact that you're listing these in the reviews. Again, it kind of goes back to when we deal with customers is, when you leave the review, let us know, what your problem is, what you were looking for, and then, let us know kind of where you're from. So that way, again, you're incorporating everything that you have in there. So if we look at some of the fertility reviews, it's a
Dog?
pretty good.
What's the dog connection?
I think that she probably has a dog in the office.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so that's awesome. So that's fun too. Why isn't the dog on the website in the
Yeah.
About Us page?
So again, I like to see, and you'll see things too. Things are in bold: fertility. There's a couple other ones in here. It mentions fertility. Like, these are really good reviews, and the fact that people are comfortable enough to share this type of feedback, kind
Yeah.
of what they're going through, very, very strong. As far as the last review that was done, let me take a look at newest one. So it's 2 weeks ago. So that's pretty good. Again, just keep doing that. You'll notice that when we go through Darren's list today, reviews pops up quite a bit. So just keep getting those. Going back to her original question, I want to cover that. So these are the search results that we come up for when we search for acupuncture in Burbank, California. So quite a few here. This is a sponsored results. We got best Burbank acupuncture right off the bat. They're using the city name. They have acupuncture in the business name.
And
have
just back up a
acupuncture
second.
here.
Super key, guys. What did Jordan search, right? Keyword city, and what was the highest result, right? Not the ad. They mentioned the city, and then they mentioned the service, that combo.
And I'm pointing this one out for a reason, because when we go to look at Darren's list, you're going to notice that it's very it matches to what these search results are. I would expect this listing to rank because of 3 major things, actually 4. Reviews, keywords in the reviews. They don't have a ton of reviews, but they're still ranking, you know, whereas, you know, this owner, they have 136 reviews. Like, they're killing it in reviews in comparison to everybody else. So I'm sure they're very frustrated. Like, hey, how come I'm not ranking? I have more reviews. I have better
Yeah.
content, blah, blah, blah. It breaks the rules. So when you see companies like this that are, you know, quote unquote, breaking the rules, it's frustrating. And I'm going to give you a couple reasons why these guys are coming ahead of you if you're watching this right now. One of them is they have Burbank in the business name. They also have acupuncture in the business name. These guys have acupuncture, and they also have a location in the business name. So they put CA. If you look at my search, I put CA in there, right?
Tricky.
If we look at the pin of this particular business,
Okay.
if you look over here, it's right here. The center of Burbank is right here. They're literally right next to what's called the centroid of the city. So that's also something that you need to pay attention to, that, you know, when you guys are going out and starting a business, like, location is everything. If you can, try to pick somewhere, a location that's pretty close to downtown, if it's something that you're able to do. Because these guys could have 1-star review and still be doing extremely well. The
Yeah.
fact of their business name and how close they are to the actual downtown. When we look at proximity, it's not just based on where the user is. It's also based upon kind of how Google Maps was made. It was all made from the centroid of that major city. So the closer you are to there, that's what's going to help you with your proximity.
And so she is down by that Dupree Donna
Right
by the
here.
river below the highway down there. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not technically too far away from downtown, but I mean, it does have some distance away.
And yeah, and look at the competition, right? Like, Google is going to show people that are certainly closer, but again, the prominence portion as well.
Yep. And one thing I'm going to cover later on today after we run through Darren's list, I want to make sure we have enough time, is we're going to want to pay attention to the categories that everybody is using. Because category choice, while it's important, it's not like you need to make sure that you match acupuncturist for everything. You could be acupuncture clinic. I think, yeah, right here, there was even one. So we'll cover that here later on.
Well, wait a minute. That's one of Darren's top factors.
It is.
What? The category?
Primary category.
I can't wait. I
Is-
can't
is
wait.
the-
Right, we'll get there. We'll get to it.
You know, when it comes to categories, is it always good to be in a cluster of less companies in that category? Like, so you, right? Because I mean, if you're only in that category, you know how there may be like a lot of businesses may be using acupuncture, then the other one is like acupuncture, whatever the second category is one, and if there's only like 2 other ones, does that make any difference? I mean, like being like the only one in the category.
It would really matter as much.
Okay.
Because
I would just choose both then, if that's the case.
Yeah.
I would choose every single one that gives you, like, if there's, you'll see this, like, for example, in HVAC has probably 5 categories that you're going to want to use.
Right.
They have an actual
Mechanical,
HVAC
electrical.
contractor. They have air conditioning service. They have heating contractors, air conditioning repair service. They have like 4 or 5. I would choose all 5 of those.
What would you set as your primary? Would you use one that's not less
It doesn't
competitive?
matter.
Oh,
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, I would probably, in an area like Phoenix, I would probably put air conditioning as the primary, because it doesn't really get that cold there. So there's not really a ton of jobs that people are really like needing to get their heaters fixed. But in an area like Chicago or in the Midwest, like it doesn't really matter. There used to be something you could do where this was quite a few years ago. So this is why choosing a category can make a difference in some ways, because it used to be where Google wouldn't even show the category based upon what the query is. So, for example, if I have my business name as acupuncture, and then I also have acupuncture clinic, if I type in acupuncture clinic in Burbank, the category that will show up in the search results will be acupuncture clinic, even though that's technically secondary on your listing. So one trick that people used to do back in the day is during the seasons, for example, for HVAC, they would put heating contractor as a primary category during the summer. And then when it got to the wintertime, they would change it.
Ah, that's a really good tip
So
right
that would
there.
actually flip
Seasonal.
you. So if you
Yeah.
did heating, you were kind of showing below, but then you could switch it. But now Google in the last, I would say 2 or 3 years ago, they switched it where you would actually show the category that matches that query.
Oh, okay. So I mean, you don't have to do that now.
You don't have to flip it
Okay,
anymore
okay.
now. Yeah.
All right, we're going to run out of time here. Let me pull up my screen and we're going to just unleash. Some of you guys are probably aware of Darren Shaw and Whitespark.
Who's a guest?
They have
Who's a guest on here?
their, I'm sorry?
No, he was a guest on here.
Yes, yes. And they have this local search ranking factors. I think we might want to call this something different, Jordan. Maybe we could call it. Do you have any idea? Darren's.
You change it on the fly.
Actually, we need to call it Darren and Joy's opinion poll. Because I'm not sure if you guys have noted this. I always tell everyone you really need to question the data and question, what's the actual reason behind their intent portion, right? If we go look at the expert contributors, and we'll be sure to put this link down for you guys. Sorry, I gotta do like this. I'm hacking the page. Watch out. Okay, expert contributors. This is really interesting. I'm going to zoom in here. These local SEO practitioners, the best, the brightest, blah, blah, blah. They do the work. They do the testing, researching, writing, speaking. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. Writing and speaking? Put a microphone in their mouth, promoting their tools, talking about their products. What's the deal with that? Some of these people I recognize, many I don't. Bill Hartzer, he's a technical SEO. I didn't know that he does local. Actually, I don't think that he really does. This is what's really interesting too. If we go down this list, whoa. Whitespark, wait a minute. This is a Whitespark survey and people from Whitespark are participating. There's actually 4 different people participating. So, also, Sterling Sky. Oh, yes. Yes, indeedly do. Miss Hawkins is in there. Are you going to, there's 7 people from Sterling Sky. So there's 49 people, according to Darren's data, that took this test. That's 11, 20, more than 20%. Are they biased? Are you going to disagree with Joy? Are you going to disagree with Darren? Anyway,
testing things
any
themselves,
thoughts
right?
on this portion before I fucking go take some more drugs here, Mr. JP?
No, I mean, I mean, if I was gonna do something like this, I mean, I would go after some of the guys that are like really bending the ropes, really going on edge, like like Mike Merlino,
Yeah,
Chris
Michael
Palmer.
fucking Merlino. And
Yeah.
please, everyone, the word fucking is his true middle name. It's Michael F. Merlino.
So I mean, I would add some of these guys that are even doing this crazy black hat, like because they're gonna see way more things that most of these people are not gonna see. So that's just my 2
How come
cents.
Darren didn't ask you to take the test? He didn't ask me to take the test. He didn't ask Cato or Noah Lapata or there's like, come on. Anyways, one of the things too, it's interesting. Let me zoom up. We're going to focus a little bit more on the local pack portion.
Yeah,
but I wanted
go down.
I just wanted to zoom up here a second because the one thing that's important to understand is right here, this information. Because ranking is complex. Yes, it is. But things can also be complex in order to be more convoluted to help you buy their product or service. So their survey uses things like the GBP signals, right? Then on-page signals, review signals, the links, behavioral signals, so that's CTR, actual citation signals, but no mention of link there. The actual personalization, and this is super hard to really track
You
and
can't really
understand.
test that.
Yeah.
And then the social signals, which you're like, well, again, it's good, but the one thing that I really had note, and Jordan alluded to it earlier, which is take a look at this list and say, where is text? Just text itself, the messaging, either the user typing something or the user reading something, where does it appear? Well, it's definitely going to appear here, right? Keyword in the business name, actual on-page signals, actual reviews, what people type out, the links itself, right? You can have a keyword for the link, and then also personalization, what people type in. So very interesting that text and messaging is still, the keyword, guys, is still a real strong factor. Darren breaks down, again, the way this was done is they have a local pack map, they have local organic, and then they have the AI search. I'll spit this over to Jordan here in a second, but
Is local organic basically their website? Local organic, their website.
I'm assuming that that's the basically
Local
everything
organic
below
pages.
the map, right?
Yeah.
Like, but it has to trigger local, meaning Google has to determine you're a local person wanting this product or service, and then what appears. But this is what's interesting is they call the signal portion here at 32%, and then it's not really a Venn diagram, but then you notice they put it here as an organic. Not really. But then also GBP on the AI portion, that's seriously questionable. Questions, concerns just on this, because like I said,
Well, I mean, AI search, if you go back to if you go into AI mode, I would consider that to be a lot higher, actually.
on which
GBP signals, I would say that's going to be a much higher percentage. And I'll give you an example here today.
Perfect. We know that this is obviously super important, right? And this is the other reality too, is behavioral signals. What people are doing, they're searching for your brand, they're engaging on your profile. Yeah, like I said, it's convoluted, right? Because things can cross over back and forth, but I'm not so sure about this one. Yeah, you got that right. Yeah, you got that right. And this is another one too, where you can say, well, the citation could be just name, address, and phone. But what about the link that you get just from that? How many people have just a SAB, right?
A what?
No address published, but they still get the link, a service area business.
Oh, okay.
Couple things to think about, right?
I want to bring something up.
I see that we have the phone lines are lit up here. So
you know how behavioral signals was one of those factors, or one of those factors. How can you optimize for behavioral signals? That's one thing. Because I mean, okay, they put it out there. So like, okay, that's great information. This is a factor. So how do I optimize for behavioral signals?
Well, and think about this. How do you get the average person to do something and then engage with your brand? They see an ad, they hear a radio ad, they see something from word of mouth from a friend, right? They're watching television. So it's sort of, it's another influence factor that then cause them to then take action.
Yeah, let me show a couple
behavior, right?
things too. So I'm going to show one thing that you can kind of take this list, and there's ways to kind of disprove this, but also I wanted to show something really important for our acupuncture. I think that's one thing that's really underutilized is the fact that people don't talk about keywords in the reviews. If we look at fertility acupuncture in Burbank, California, they're number one. And this is what's highlighted here.
Yeah.
So take that into account that, yeah, because the fact that you specialize in fertility acupuncture, I guarantee you that people are searching for that. So keep that in mind. If we compare the list, I did just built the kind of visual so you guys can kind of see breaking down Darren's list. I did a query in for Locksmith, Boise, Idaho, and according to Darren's list, if we go back, I think it was number, let's see here.
Which one?
It was primary, I think it was primary categories being the number one ranking factor. Okay. So based upon a list of about 15 to 20 listings in for Locksmith, Boise, Idaho, okay, 43% of those search results had Locksmith as their primary category. 43%, so less than half had primary, but we're still showing in the search results.
Right.
And they weren't all necessarily ranking number one. Like those 43% weren't like in the top 43% of the list either.
Right. This is just of all the data.
Yeah. 15% was for key duplication service, which it can be very relational to Locksmith, obviously, you know, for that type of thing. 12% was for emergency locksmith service. And then you have just randomized kind of other miscellaneous.
Right. And what, and just to for everyone listening and watching, is saying the main category. The main category was emergency locksmith, and almost 13% showed up for that.
So when you see something like other, if there's not anything, there's no other, there could be a safe and vault shop in there. That could also be covered in the 15. But if you look at 15% other, that's a pretty high percentage of listings that are ranking with not even having locksmith as a primary. If you look at that, what's something that you think that could be the reason, both of you?
Why they would show up?
Yeah.
Whatever, if someone searched the word locksmith, somewhere locksmith is on the homepage. There's a locksmith review. There's a locksmith link. There's a written text somewhere that's indexed relating your business to locksmith.
And I'm going to give you what the answer is. If I type in locksmith, there's actually a rapper named Locksmith too, but you need to base it upon what the intent is.
Right.
So looking at this, if we actually go to like Locksmith Boise, we can go to the query, but just having it in the business name, this is why having what you do in your category as part of your business name is so important. So to answer the question, going back to the acupuncture, just naming your company ABC company without having locksmith in the business name is actually going to hurt you. It's very easy to go to Los Angeles County Clerk. I think it costs like $20 to file a DBA in the county clerk's office. You can just run in there and pay $20-30, file it with whatever the address is actually associated with your business listing, and then you can just add acupuncture to the name and just make sure that everything matches on your site as well. So kind of going back to this list, you know, primary category, of course it's important. You definitely want to have what you do in there. Like you're not going to put
as important as your business title.
Yep.
Got to have that keyword in there.
So obviously you don't want to put acupuncture and have lawyer as your category. Like that would just be dumb.
Would you
So-
even say that the GBP category would be like a top 10, a top 5?
Top
or-
10, top 10
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, top
Yeah.
5 for sure. Because you need to have kind of like going back for some businesses like HVAC, for example, there's 5 different choices. If you only have air conditioning, maybe if your name has like heating in the business name, you may still start showing up for some of those. And Google kind of knows that if you do heating, you kind of cover air conditioning, service, heating, HVAC in general.
Well,
So
yeah.
go ahead.
Dre.
Oh no,
Lay
I
it
was
out.
talking about like, the business name. I was like, because I recently registered a business, and there's no real limit of how long your business name could be. Because when I got my business license, it got cut off, but it was accepted. But
255 characters.
And then,
So-
this could be even something else. Like so I've been focusing a lot of marketing for roofing companies lately. And one of the results here, if it wants to pop up, actually, I need to fix that actually, but you get the idea. I mean, you want to make sure that you have at least, what you do in the business name. And it's very easy to do that. You can go down to Los Angeles County Clerk's office and get that done. Behavioral signals you can get done if you go back and watch our roofing roast. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. I actually show you guys a trick to help with those behavioral signals.
Cool. Nice. Is
Okay,
that
so
is
how
that
many
is that
people
little
have stopped following us now? And then,
well, that little chart you're sharing, is that available for people to look at and see?
No,
what-
it's just
about?
something visual that I made because I went through his list.
Okay, so
But I might be able to drop it somewhere.
let's go old school. Drop a dictionary list in there. Was that what people used to do in old school ways?
I don't know what he's
I never
referring to.
did.
All right, guys, let's check out. So we are time, but let's go ahead and get our last reaction video for today.
Was right content that feels like it came from the neighborhood, not some generic tips for homeowners
this.
garbage, real local stuff like how to spot roof damage after a Gulf Coast storm, best time of year to prune oaks in Austin, what
Okay.
an AC
That's
tune-up
better.
actually costs in Miami, speak to locals, use street names if you have to.
Yeah, he was. I thought he was gonna say like talk about landmarks, and I was like,
Yeah.
don't fucking do that. But yeah, he's good.
Of
there.
course, if you want to be known in your local city, you need to talk about things affecting what that user wants to know about and where they live.
You're pretty much establishing EAT, right? You're establishing yourself as an expert. You're trying to build authority by having people go to you when finding this information that you're teaching others on certain things, right? Isn't that kind of
You're
like
actually satisfying Movera, which is
Movera?
a different algorithm because now you're kind of based it upon where someone is searching and kind of their buyer journey. So Movera basically what it does is it understands. I have major anxiety. I'm looking for solutions to help with my anxiety, for example. Then you can talk about how acupuncture helps with the anxiety. So think about it like where most people aren't going out of the gate and like, I need to find an acupuncture like right now. They probably don't even know they exist. So they're kind of searching first a problem. So if you can answer that question in a way where it say, hey, acupuncture can help you with stress or anxiety, then that's satisfying the Movera. EAT is more of a thing is like, I am the authority of what acupuncturists do within Burbank. But think about kind of where people are in their buying journey, how they're searching. Like I said, most people aren't coming out of the gate. I need to find acupuncture in Burbank because I have anxiety and stress. Not everybody knows that you can use acupuncture for those things.
On organic search, you're going to be more likely to search up when Google triggers, hey, local result, it's a local query. If you happen to use that city and what that person was searching for, you might get that blog or that inner service page to pop up.
There you go. Love it. And that concludes our episode for today, guys. Any comments?
Darren
Last
just
words?
texted me.
Oh, what did he say?
No, he didn't. I'm just teasing.
All right, guys. I'll see you. Let's see you guys everyone next week. Don't forget to like,
Goddamn.
subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you guys next week. Oh, it looks all, is that backwards? But, oh,
Man,
yeah. Bye.
we need to do the rest of that list.
Hey, GBP roast, GBP roast. Sorry, you in danger. Right now, I gotta flame you. This is GBP roast, GBP roast. On your Google business profile, it's about to go down. We roasting and reacting. We ain't come to play. 20 years in SEO. JP, Lambo, and Dre, bringing facts and guests. Oh yeah, we bring the dopeness. Welcome to the show. Hope your profile don't get roasted.